Yeah, and we look forward to our Thursdays each and every week because we get to go someplace wonderful and beautiful, and it is that time because of our partners, Corporate Travel. It is time for Oh, What a Beautiful World, and what a treat we have for you today. We have none other than John Hale, who is president and co-owner of Corporate Travel Service, a family-owned business of more than 75 professionals founded in 1965. The company organizes educational tours, corporate events, music festivals on iconic stages worldwide, Catholic pilgrimages, cultural tours, and music, and themed cruises, by the way. And those good news cruises ain't nothing like them in the whole wide world. Before co-owning Corporate Travel with his brother-in-law David DeFranco, John practiced law as a law clerk to the Michigan Supreme Court, then as an associate attorney at Bodman LLP, and later as an in-house counsel at Ford Motor Company, where he also helped to develop the Mustang. No, I'm just kidding. He didn't. But if you ask John, the thing he's most proud of is he is the husband of Kristen, parent of John Jr., David, Elizabeth, Anna, and Andrew, and all of those associated with him. Good morning, John. Can't believe we get to spend a little time with you, the president of Corporate Travel.
Good morning, Dave. Thanks for having me on. Boy,
Yes,
I
sir.
sound like I'm old when you read through that.
You're just accomplished, John. You're just accomplished.
You've done so much in so few years, yeah.
Yeah, well, you can make up anything, right?
Well, John,
How's
we've
everybody
heard that
today?
Doing great. How are
Good.
you, John?
Awesome. Thanks for having me on.
Good. No
Good.
problem. We've heard that you're returning from about 2 weeks in Europe. So, what kind of adventures did you have while you were in Europe?
Oh, thanks for asking. It was a special trip. We celebrated our great partner and dear friend, Steve Ray, who has partnered with us for 20 years this year on probably 8 to 10 pilgrimages every year. And together we chartered a riverboat on the Danube with 150 pilgrims, many who've traveled with us over the years. And my wife and I flew over and surprised our guests and surprised Steve and Janet. And we had these pictures, these faces of Steve Ray, and he walked into a courtyard of the oldest restaurant in Europe, one of our favorites in Salzburg. And here we all were holding our faces, and then we brought down Steve. We were holding Steve's face with his iconic
Yeah, I saw that
hat.
picture. Yeah.
Oh, it was so
fabulous.
much fun, Dave. And it was really great. And then we went in and we had this beautiful lunch, and then, just celebrating Steve and all he's done for the faith and through pilgrimage. And boy, he and Janet are really special, and we just loved that time with them. And again, so many people who we've had the privilege to serve over the years. We then went down, my wife and I, to visit Teresa Tamio because she's got a beautiful home and entertainment space in Umbria. And what we're finding is, even pilgrims, all travelers are looking for, what's beyond. They've had the privilege to go to the main cities and see the special attractions and particularly the holy sites, but now what is beyond? And Umbria has so many opportunities to offer what is beyond. So we spent some time there with Teresa and Dom at their beautiful home and developed some itineraries and some real special experiences, including an evening at Teresa's home. So if people are traveling with their family, friends, couples, or on one of our pilgrimages, they'll have some of these opportunities in the near future. And then we traveled on to Naples and Pompeii, where we had the opportunity to spend a couple nights with Andrea Bocelli and his foundation. He gave a concert in the Pompeii Theater, which was extraordinary, a full orchestra, 100-voice choir, 8 other performers with him, and about 5,000 in this ancient theater. And it was like just epic, unbelievable. We had the chance to be with him and his wife and his team because he'll be doing a performance on our Good News Cruise in February, and we're looking at doing a few other projects with him. And then finally, we ended up in Puglia and had extraordinary experience with Dr. Liz Lev and Thomas Williams in their home in Puglia, which, again, we had the chance to move around and see a lot of sites off the beaten path. And it was, great 2 weeks, really, really special.
And John, we talk about that and we hear about all these wonderful things that you and Kristen got to do, but this is all you working with those folks who are so intimately involved with corporate travel, Teresa and Ray and so on and so forth, all these wonderful people that you have collected throughout the world, the experts of experts, to provide these pilgrimages. Corporate travel didn't start off as a pilgrimage company. You started encouraging pilgrimages some years ago. Why? Why the movement in that direction, and what have you seen as the fruit of that?
I really think it was the Holy Spirit. I, as you said, migrated over from practicing law. My brother-in-law, who I own the company with, was a CPA. And I really think God kind of called us. I just had this distinct moment where I felt like I was supposed to do this after my father-in-law had invited us to consider it for a couple of years. And initially, I was helping organize a new department for choirs and bands and orchestras to travel. And we happened to work for a couple of liturgical choirs, Catholic liturgical choirs, and a priest traveled with us. And I immediately realized that, okay, wait, this is a pilgrimage. This isn't just a performance tour. And, throughout Europe, it's difficult to find professional guides and tour managers who also experience their faith deeply. So I said, look, if we're going to do this type of work, we also have to be able to know pilgrimages. So that's really how we got into it. And that was probably 25 or more years ago, and loved it. I just loved the idea of pilgrimage. And the more we served, the more I saw the transformative power of those experiences and what God did through them, what God did through the community. I mean, I'm convinced that the Holy Spirit calls whoever is on any event that we do or any pilgrimage, and because you can see the fruit, and particularly when people are open, and I think just being on pilgrimage makes people open. So that has been such a blessing in our lives, transformative for us and the people who we've served and their stories, and all the collaborators, as you said, Steve Ray, Teresa Tomio, Liz Lev. That's really the magic, I think, that God has worked through these brilliant and wonderful people who don't just give facts and figures, but give the bigger narrative, the bigger purpose, the bigger story of God and salvation history. And that's been so rewarding to see how it affects each of us, our team, and certainly, most importantly, all those who we serve.
And that pilgrimage continues for those that were on it when they get back and beyond. So it's kind of life-changing.
It really does. Yeah, Ray, I think you're exactly right, because what we hear often is that some of people's best friends are made, and through those that intense week or 10 days that they're together, they come home and they have friends across the country. They go and visit each other. They have friends in their backyard, people that they didn't know in their parish who now they're very close to. And that community is something we've really witnessed and has been beautiful. And a lot of the things we also try to do is we understand not everybody can travel overseas for a variety of reasons. It's not the right stage of life or time or financially or otherwise. So we try to bring also events and experiences here. We just did a wonderful night of Italian cooking in partnership with Cantoro's, a local terrific restaurant.
Oh, my goodness.
We're going to be doing another one soon.
I absolutely love it. I've been blessed to be on Good News Cruise with you. Looking forward to this year's as well. I know that everybody I've ever talked to who has done the Danube River Cruise with you has enjoyed that, and so many other things. Find out everything that's going on by visiting pilgrimagesbycts.com. pilgrimagesbycts.com, looking at all the opportunities to go on pilgrimage. And thank you, John, for everything you're doing. And thanks for answering the call. I think we are certainly better off because of it. Thank you.
Oh, thanks for having me on. God bless you. Have a great day.
You too,
Take
John.
care.
And look,